Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Welcome on board. This is Decency NCLEX Academy. I'm welcoming you guys again to yet another special edition of our program. Today, we're going to be discussing about direct hospital hire. Why do people like direct hire? Why do people want to go with direct hire? Do we have opportunities in direct hire? What do you stand to gain with direct hire? There's a lot of information that we have here today for you, but right now, I'm not going to go into that before introducing our guests. You guys are welcome. I have up to more than 70 people and so many other people waiting on our waiting room. I'm going to introduce our guest, but first of all, I want to tell you guys, if I'm not mentioning your name today, you are my special guest. You are my VIP. I value you all. Everybody that is here that made it a point of duty to be in this program today, you are my VIP guests, okay? But I have my special guest that I brought to this program today. I have Gerardo Franco is here, and I have Ali. Ali has been here before. And I also have Abril. Abril is your first time joining us. Yay! Let's give her a first time welcome.
Thank
Ali,
you.
you're welcome to the program. Okay. All right. So today we're going to be discussing very important program, a very important topic, and we don't want to waste so much time. We already, gone through all the people that joined us today from different countries, Saudi Arabia, Ghana, Nigeria, UK. All of you are welcome. I can't say how much grateful I am to have you all in this program. And then I know we've had so many good news since the last time that we met on this program. You guys remember the struggle with NMCN? Finally, those in Nigeria, finally is now a thing of the past. So now you can do your verification, without any stress. You can get yourself licensed, you can process, you can do your NCLEX, NCLEX, you don't have any barrier anymore to get your license, your US license. There's a few things I want to say about US license. US license is a lifetime license. Is an exam that you
Mhm.
take once and you don't have to take it again. All right. So there's no hindrance. Nothing should be able to stop you from pursuing this, getting your license. Nothing should stop you from doing it because even if you're not ready to come to the US at the moment, you can take your NCLEX, pass your exam, and put it in a box and wait for the day that
Mhm.
you think you'll be ready. Because a lot of people meet me and they say, oh no, there is retrogression. They say US is no longer going. Let's go to Saudi Arabia. Let's go to this. I'm not saying those countries are bad. I'm not saying there's something bad in that. But if you've already committed your money, your resources, your energy
Mhm.
into coming to the US, I think it's something you should pursue to the end. I think you should pursue it to the end because whatever that made you to start that program at the first time, I think it was something that you really believed in. And I don't think you should have any reason not to believe in that anymore. All right. So if you have started and because of verification you stopped, please kindly reach back out to us and we will start your program, your process again. We'll help you to get registered with any board of nursing of your choice. We have a lot of specialists, more than 15 specialists waiting to help you to do this in the academy. We have so many resources. We have so many classes. We just want you to excel in your program. Okay, so going beyond that, when you pass your NCLEX, we partner with this very important company. Or they are very nice. A lot of people have actually signed up with them already, and they are already, on their way processing their immigration. They already gotten some priority dates. And that's what I tell my post-NCLEX candidate. When you have your post-NCLEX, when you have already written NCLEX and passed, the best thing to do is not to start like wasting time, hesitating on signing contract. Just get a good contract signed and get a priority date because the day that they file for you is the first day that US is notified that you want to come to the US. So if you have written your NCLEX and 1 year ago, you haven't even picked an agency, you haven't picked a company to work with, you haven't picked a direct hire, you're new to the US the day that you sign your filing documents. Okay, so make sure you get your foot in the door. Make sure you're the first person on that queue. Immediately you pass your NCLEX, get that contract signed. Okay, but before you
Mhm.
sign that contract, make sure you review it with someone who is knowledgeable about it to make sure that those contract terms are something that you are, comfortable with. And that's why we have AMP today, who is going to tell us about their contract. They're going to tell us about their company and what they do for nurses. They are really interested in seeing nurses succeed. That's the passion I saw in them. And I believe the team that we have here today will be able to elaborate more on what they do as a company. And also we'll talk, as a house, we're going to go through information session, question session. Now, here's the rule. If you have any question to ask in the middle of the presentation, because they're going to share their screen. So if you have any question to ask, please kindly write them down in the comment section. Abril or Ali will answer the questions there, or we can also read them out and then have, the whole house see your question and see how we respond to it. Now I'm gonna give it over to Gerardo. Gerardo, over to you, sir. You may share your screen.
Am I not sharing my screen? Can you not see my screen yet?
Not yet. I think you shared it before, but right now we're not seeing it. Are you guys seeing the screen? Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just me. Okay.
Abril, can you see it? Can anyone else see
Yes,
it?
I can see it.
Ali, are you seeing the screen? Is everybody seeing
Yes.
his screen? I don't know what's going on with my own. All right, if everybody is seeing your screen, then you can go ahead. Maybe it's just me. I'll figure that
Okay.
out.
Yeah, awesome. And thank you, Decency, for that introduction, and then thank you everyone for being here. And it's a pleasure to meet you. Maybe not individually, but as a group, it's such a pleasure to be here with you and tell you and have the opportunity to tell you a little bit about our company, A&P Health Services. We'll be sharing a little bit, about our process, specifically more in the recruitment side of things. So, Decency mentioned something very important: the importance of actually getting a good contract and signing it. That's the first step for you to become a USRN. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna talk about the steps after that. We're gonna touch a little bit on immigration, on credentialing, stuff like that. But it is mostly on how to get started. Because at the end of the day, A&P, myself, and anyone from A&P that's here in this call, we all want what's best for you, and we want to help you achieve those dreams of yours, such as becoming a USRN. Okay, so without further ado, I would love to get started. And again, welcome everyone. Make sure to ask any questions in the chat. Abril, representative here at A&P, will be helping you and answering those questions. But yeah, let's get into it. So a little introduction about myself and the people that we'll be speaking today. So my name is Gerardo Franco, but most people call me Jerry. So if you want to go ahead and call me Jerry, that's completely fine. I know it's easier for a lot of people. And I'm the recruitment manager here at A&P. So the recruitment team at A&P, we're basically in charge of taking you through that very exciting and emotional process of actually getting to that point where you get a contract with a U.S. hospital. So that process is not necessarily easy, but we try to make it as easy as possible for you guys because, like I said before, we want to help you achieve your dreams. So, like I said, my name is Jerry Franco, the recruitment manager, and we also have Alidis, which most of us call her Ali. Ali, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yes, thank you. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Aliris Varela, but you can call me Ali. A lot easier as well. I am the recruitment team lead at A&P, and I've been a recruiter here for around or almost 2 years, helping international nurses make the dream come true. So it's really a pleasure for me to be here and get to meet you all.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ali, for introducing yourself. So a little bit about A&P and who we are, right? So A&P was a company that was founded in 2019. So we're a relatively young company. So what does that really mean? Is that we're young and trying to get out there, and in order for us to do that is by helping people like you. Okay, we have the capability. We work with incredible like volume in order to make every dream come true, right? At least for the nursing side of things, right? So we specialize in a direct hire placement for international nurses. You might not really know what direct hire is, and if you do, that's awesome. But if you're unsure or you've heard of it before, and you really don't know what it means, It's pretty straightforward. Direct hire is exactly that. You'll be directly employed by a U.S. hospital. There's a lot of, contracting opportunities out there, including staffing and others. But direct hire, you're a direct employee of the hospital. All we're doing is assisting you in order to become that employee at the hospital. So that includes, of course, like interviewing with the hospital and a lot of details that go into that process, but also immigration, credentialing, travel and logistics, English exams, stuff like that. That we'll get into more we'll get into more in depth in a little bit. Okay, so we're trusted by hundreds of nurses seeking nursing careers at attractive hospitals all around the U.S. that provide green card sponsorship. Okay, so if you don't know what a green card is, it's basically permanent residency of the United States. That means that you can live here for as long as you want. You can work wherever you want, as long as you don't have a contract with that employer. But you can basically leave the country. You can come back. You can do whatever you want when it comes to immigration. Okay, so you can visit your family in your home country, come back. There's no issues at any point. Okay. And it's a very valuable status to be in the US. It's probably even the best one. You will receive all the perks and benefits of working directly for a hospital. So some of the good things about working on a direct hire model is that since you're a direct employee of the hospital, that means that you'll receive everything, equally as any other nurse that's working at that hospital, whether they're like local nurses, American nurses, you have exactly the same rights and benefits than any of these other nurses. Okay. So we're very proud here at A&P that our process is pretty much a tailored to you experience. We don't do mass recruiting or group recruitment or we don't like that. We want to tailor this experience to you and what your goals and objectives are. So from start to finish, our goal is to provide you with exceptional customer service and a plan that matches your dream. And a plan that matches your dream is very, very important, and I want to emphasize that everyone has a different dream, and for many of you, part of that dream is to, become a USRN, which is the broader version of that dream. But there's very specifics into every dream that everyone has, maybe your dream is living in a specific city, where in the US, or a specific state, in a particular hospital that you're desiring, and all of that we could take into account to make this experience unique only for you. At A&P, you will work directly with representatives who will provide guidance and support every step of the way. So it doesn't matter what stage you're in, right? It could be you're preparing yourself for an interview with the hospital. You can be at an immigration stage where you already have your contract with the hospital secured. Every step of the day, there will be a team specifically there to help you with that process. So you're not alone. You will never be alone through the entire process. So this is a very unique, opportunity for all of you that are looking to become a USRN, because it's it can get to be a complex process, moving to a different country and endorsing your license, getting a green card, like it can get a little complicated, right? So that's exactly why you have a team of experts that will be there with you in order to help you out. So you might be wondering, like, what is A&P trying to get from us, right? What does A&P cost? And I will say this, that A&P comes at little to no cost to you. And the reason why we put a little there is because we don't want to create an impression that there's some miscellaneous expenses that you think that we might cover, right? For example, if you're ready to come to the US and you're at the airport and you want to get a sandwich, you want to eat a sandwich, we might not cover that, right? If you're moving to a state that's cold and you want to buy a new jacket, we might not cover that. But any other costs associated to your specific process of becoming a nurse are all included, right? So we're not asking for anything back. Most costs are going to be covered by either us, A&P, or the hospital that's deciding to sponsor you, okay? So once you have obtained a contract with a hospital, your immigration process begins immediately. So once you interview with the hospital, you get an offer, you sign a contract. We want to get you to the US and we want you to achieve your dream as quick as possible. So our immigration team, our immigration lawyers work as quickly as possible in order to start that process for you. Of course, sometimes there might be a little some hiccups that delay the process maybe a week or two, but we want to start that process as soon as possible. So as soon as you sign with a hospital in the United States, that immigration process is started immediately. Okay. So your hospital and A&P will cover majority of the immigration-related expenses. I already sort of like talked a little bit about that a couple of seconds ago, but yes, it is true. 99.9% of the expenses that go in this process are already covered or are going to be covered by A&P and the hospital. So most of it doesn't have to come out of your pocket. Okay. Our immigration law firm does not charge for additional dependents. This I've seen a trend, for lack of better words, in nurses that want to come to be a nurse in the U.S. That some agencies or some hospitals may charge you for additional dependents. That's not the case with A&P or with any of our hospitals, right? So you can have 5 kids, a spouse, a wife, or a husband, and that's completely fine. They're going to be included in that immigration process with you, and they'll receive a green card almost at the same time as you do. Okay, so with no additional cost. Doesn't matter how many dependents you are. However, I do want to clarify what dependents mean, right? You might be thinking, maybe my parents can be involved in this immigration process, and unfortunately, the answer is no. Dependents, um, dependents means direct family members, and that means your legal spouse and your children. Okay, so unfortunately, no parents, no brothers, no cousins, no friendly neighbor, no friend. So it's direct family members. However, doesn't matter how many you have. This will not affect you in any way, especially not no one will charge you for them. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about credentialing, about retrogression and credentialing. Right? Decency already mentioned at the beginning of our call some great news about retrogression. I'm not going to get too in depth about this because I know that every single case is different. Every single situation is different. However, we recently heard really good news about USCIS and the retrogression update, meaning that it's very likely that the timing, how long you have to wait for your green card, is going to be significantly less, to put it in simple terms. Okay, so this is huge. Like I said, our goal is to get you and all of the nurses that we work with to the US and into the hospital as soon as possible, because I know that we know that you're excited, you're anxious about this opportunity. So we're there with you. So this is a huge update, and this is going to significantly change the amount of time you have to wait in order to come to the US and work with one of our partner hospitals. So like I said before, every situation is different. So will we do guarantees that we will address each case individually? You might be thinking that maybe you think that you're lacking some sort of like step in the process and you're never going to be able to make it. That's not necessarily true. So that's why I'm here. That's why we're here. We want to meet with you individually so we can address those issues and concerns that you may have. Okay, and that's exactly why I don't want to generalize and speak to any retrogression or credentialing issues like in a broad way, because I know more than anyone that every case is different. Okay, EB3 process through direct hire will open many doors. So if you don't know, EB3 is the process that we do in order to get you your green card. EB3 is basically an employment-based green card. So by having your green card and being on a direct hire model, that's going to open so many doors. It gives you a lot of freedom. It gives you liberty to do basically whatever it is you want with your professional career. And well, honestly, not even professional, even personal, because you have your green card, right? In a lot of contracting opportunities, you're very limited. Your employer might be limiting you in what you want to do, and where your career can go. And other immigration statuses also like limit you. With a green card and through direct hire, that's not a thing. You will have complete freedom and autonomy over your decisions. So A&P welcomes you to apply regardless of the situation you're in. You might be thinking, retrogression, that's going to take so long. I've had issues with my credentialing and my license endorsement. I can't get my license. Whatever it is you're thinking, I still welcome you to apply because we want to help you. We want to address those issues with you. And who knows? Every situation is different, so we can potentially help you. We're gonna try to make it work. You never know. We have a team of experts that will guide you through every step of the way. Okay? So in order for us to talk a little bit about recruitment services, I'm gonna have our recruitment team lead, Ali, take over for a little bit. She's gonna tell you a little bit on the services and the good things, well, not the benefits that we provide and how that process really works. Okay, Ali, you wanna go ahead?
Yes, thank you, Jerry. And thank you, everyone, once again for joining us today. When I came into AMP, I came as you guys, as a nurse with big dreams, big ambitions. And now, thanks to AMP, I can help hundreds of colleagues get the better opportunities in the US and make their dreams come true. So let me tell you a little bit about the services that we have to offer, especially in the recruitment side. So first of all, we have personalized or boutique assistance. As Jerry mentioned before, every person is treated individually. Okay, so we are going to have a tailored guidance, personalized assistance, so we can aim for your expectations and also get in, like, taking into account your needs and those of your family, so you can get a good position. Direct hire opportunities, and this is probably the best service that we can offer. With direct hire, we can ensure that you get a position according to your experience in the hospital or the partners hospitals that we work with. We can ensure a fast placement and you get a lot of room to grow as a professional. All right. You have room to grow with new positions, with training, certifications. If you want to go to other units, all of this and much more is available to you because of direct hire. Resume or CV support. Here at AMP, we are going to edit your resume with the ATS format that is perfect for the American system. And we are going to make sure to highlight everything that the hospitals are looking for so you can get a better opportunity to get an offer. Interview scheduling. You don't have to worry about scheduling an interview or a meeting with the hospital. We do that for you. We get in contact with our partners hospitals. We get their availability. We make sure it is beneficial for you as well. So you have the best opportunity and you don't have to waste time on any effort on your side. And also interview preparation. We have sat through thousands of interviews with the hospitals. We know what they're looking for. So we are going to give you the skills and the tools to exceed that interview. We're going to share the frequently asked questions, and we're going to do mock calls with you if you need it. All of that so you are prepared to have an interview with the hospital and a really high chance of getting that offer. So you can be in one of the best hospitals in the US. All right. Jerry, please.
Yeah.
So you must be thinking or asking yourself, what are the requirements or how do I get into this program? So first of all, what we need is the NCLEX or having a US RN license. All right. This is very important for the hospitals. They need to know that you already have a license in the US. It's beneficial for them that understanding or getting to know that you understand the US healthcare system and also that you are a qualified nurse to work with them. So that is one of the most important requirements at the moment. As of education, we accept associate degree in nursing and anything above, meaning bachelor's or master's degree. If you have a diploma, don't worry, you can still apply to the link that Avril is sharing in the comment section, and we will evaluate your case specifically, make sure that we can help you and make it work. All right. Now, about English proficiency, you don't need an English proficiency exam right now to start with this process. As long as you can complete an interview, share your experience, and understand the other person, you are completely okay to go. All right? In the process, you're going to need an English proficiency exam, and A&P is going to help you with that as well. We are going to guide you in what exam to take, and we're going to give you as well the skills or the tools that you need to exceed that exam. If you already have an English proficiency exam, that is perfect. We can still go on with the process. And about experience, we require at least 2 years of nursing or bedside experience. However, if you don't have these 2 years or you're near the 2 years, please apply. We can evaluate your case individually and we can make it work. So don't be shy about it. All right? G?
Yeah.
So also talking about competitive pay and growth, and we have talked about direct hire, and these are some of the benefits that you can see with it. So competitive pay, with our partners hospitals, you can see salaries going from $28 to $47 the hour, and it can depend on some points. So the years of experience that you have as a registered nurse, the location, meaning where the hospital is located and the cost of living of where it is. And of course, the interview skills. So these all comes into play when they give you an offer. And this is why we also prepare you for those interviews to make sure that you get the best position. Salaries increase when immigration process is complete. During this process, you will get a provisional offer that shows a rate according to your current years of experience. But we know this can take some time. So by the time that you arrive to the US, you will have the offer with the salary increase according to your new experience or according to the experience that you have at that moment when you start working with them. Career advancement and opportunities, of course. The more certifications, trainings, or educations that you have, the higher the salary can be. So take advantage of every educational or hospital benefits that you may have so you can get a better opportunity. And with direct hire, you are also eligible for overtime and shift differentials. So with this, you can also get a few more dollars at the end of the month, and you are eligible for shift differentials for night, weekend, and holidays worked.
So thank you, Ali, for sharing a little bit. So, and I want to clarify if anyone has any questions, please use the chat. We might be able to answer them today. But of course, if you're interested in starting this today, go ahead and apply on the link that Abril is sharing with you. But let's talk about first steps, right? And how to actually get started. So first step to apply on our website. Click on the link at the end of the presentation. I'll also share a QR code that you guys are going to be able to scan if it's easier for you. But yes, the first step is for you to apply to the A&P website, and it's that specific link that we're sharing. That's gonna get you started. That's when we're gonna be able to see your information, a little bit on your background in our system, and then we're gonna try to schedule a call with you so we can go over your goals and objectives, and we'll talk more in depth about the requirements, the ones you fit, the ones you don't, and the ones we can work with, etc. Okay. So after that, at some point throughout the process, be prepared to collect relevant documents, right? So we don't need any documents as of now, and for us to speak to you, we don't need any documents. However, at some point further in the process, we might need some documents in order to prove some stuff, right? For example, if you're already taking an English exam, we might need to see that. Right. When you receive an offer with the hospital, we might need some sort of like employment verification letter, and you need to be okay with sharing those documents. So just be prepared for that. This is part of the process, and every nurse that has come to the US has needed to share these certain documents. We will never ask, of course, for anything sensitive, and if you're not comfortable with sharing some documents, that's completely fine. We'll work with you anyways. We just want to let you know that we will be requesting some sort of documentation. Also, speak to your family. And I can't stress this enough, this is a huge, 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 and very exciting step in your career and in your life, right? Moving to an entirely different country, starting a new job, this can be huge. So speak to your family, speak to your husband, speak to your wife, speak to your parents, whoever you need to speak with in order to get them on board and for you to be fully committed about this decision. We don't want you feeling insecure about a process like this if you're not, because at the end of the day, that's not going to help you in any sort of way. So if you want to, we can also speak to your family members if you need to. We This is not very common, of course, because at the end of the day, you're the nursing candidate, and we want to speak with you more than anything. But if you want to do it, we can always do that. If you want us to speak to your partner or your sister, your brother, in order to explain the situation ourselves, we can always do that as well. But it has to come from you as well. Speak to your family members and get them on board with a process like this. And last, continue working. Also, I cannot stress this enough. It's only going to benefit you if you work. The more you work, it's only going to benefit you. It doesn't have any negative parts to that. So if you're currently working, that's awesome. If you get an offer and a contract with a hospital, keep working, because that's only going to benefit you in terms of money. Hospitals take into account the experience that you get from now to the point that you get to the US, and they'll give you a better offer when you're closer to getting to the US. Okay, so let's say you worked for a year while your immigration process was finalized. That year is going to be taken into consideration for your final salary offer. So it only benefits you to keep working. If you're not currently working, I would advise you to get a job in a hospital as soon as you can, so that you can get the most money possible from a hospital based on your experience. So please, this is very important. This is going to elevate you as a candidate. This is going to open more opportunities, more experiences for you. So please continue working if you are so, and if you're not, I would try to find a job in a hospital in a bedside role as soon as you possibly can. Okay. So let's talk about the most fun stage after actually coming to the US, right? Which is when you get an offer, when you get a contract. Once you get an offer, you'll of course have the time to like review it. You'll be able to ask us questions. We'll be able to sit with you and go over every single detail that you may possibly want. And like I said, we can always speak to your family, see if they have any questions. And we know that this is a family-based decision, and we understand that. And since we're helping you and your family move to a different country, we might as well speak to them if you want to. But yes, of course, once you get a contract, what's next? You might be wondering, in terms of credentialing and immigration, we have a specific team and departments for every single stage that you experience before you come to the US. So right now, let's all call it that you're in the recruitment stage, right? But we also have a team for credentialing, for immigration, for English exams, and for travel and logistics. So for credentialing, if it's needed, that will be the first step after you get a contract. It might not necessarily be needed. Credentialing mostly does endorsements. So if your license is from, let's say, Texas, and you offer with the hospitals in a hospital in North Carolina, we're probably going to have to endorse your license from Texas to North Carolina. But if your license is already from Texas and you're going to Texas, there's no credentialing needed. So it's gonna depend. However, credentialing doesn't take too long. License endorsement usually take about 2 to 3 weeks, depending on which state you're going to and where your license is from. But then after that, there comes immigration, which is probably the longest one and one of the most important ones. Everyone has to go through immigration. Everyone who wants to receive a green card has to go through the immigration process, right? And this process is the longest for sure, and some things are out of our control. We want to move as quick as possible, but most things are up to the U.S. government and how quickly they move. So it can be a little longer. So in this stage, it's very important for you to keep your hopes up. It can take, in month 6 of waiting for your green card, you may be, okay, what's going on? Like, I want to go to the US. I want to start working, you might be thinking that, but it's important for you to maintain that hope, of that dream that you're looking for. So you'll meet with our immigration team, you'll meet with our immigration lawyers. You can ask them any questions that you may want about the green card, about, your family members, whatever it is you want about immigration. ourselves, the recruitment team, we consider ourselves immigration experts. However, we're not immigration lawyers. So any questions that you need like immediate attention, you can always meet with our lawyers and with our immigration team, and they'll be able to help you even better than we do. Okay. English department. If you haven't taken an English exam, like Ali well said, you're gonna need to take it at some point in the process. So you're gonna sit down with our English department, and they'll be able to help you in analyzing which exam is the best for you. And even if you need practice for those exams, we'll help you with that as well. Okay, so as you know, there's multiple exams: OET, PT, IELTS, TOEFL. So we're gonna make the best recommendation possible based on your specific situation. And lastly, and this is probably the most fun of all, travel and logistics. So when everything's done, I got my green card, I got my license endorsed, I took my English exam. Let's get you to the US, right? This travel and logistics team helps you with booking flights, which we pay for them most times, right? We help you with the team will help you with housing for the first couple of months when you arrive to the city. If you need to get your social security number, which is very important in the US. If you want to get a driver's license, we'll help you with that. If you want to buy a car, we'll send you resources that you can use in order to make the best decision possible for an appropriate cultural and logistical transition. Okay. So these are pretty much the steps that you'll be going in for before you get to the US. Once you get to the US, that's direct hire. That's with the hospital, and you'll go on orientation, and you'll have a couple of weeks to adjust, and then they'll show you the different technology that they use, stuff like that, which is also very, very, very fun. This is actually kind of funny because I wanted to add that this is real people guiding you every step of the way. I'm a big fan of artificial intelligence. We all are here at AMP. However, there's some parts in life where you need the emotional touch and the human touch, and that's what you get at AMP. Okay, all of this process is done by real humans that have the same emotions as you do. So when you get a contract, when you get an offer, and you're very excited, we'll be as excited as you are, if not even more, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, we use AI for some stuff, but in this part of life in which you definitely need some sort of like human connection, since it's such a huge move, and most times it's an emotional move, we'll be there for you. Okay, we have an entire team to assist you with every situation that you can possibly imagine. Okay. So this is pretty much the end of our presentation. Again, I want to thank you everyone for hearing about AMP. We're very, very excited about this process and hopefully starting this process with you. I love what I do. Ali does what she does, and we love helping people. And we want to start with all of you guys. So I welcome everyone, all of you, to apply. This is the QR code that I was talking about before. You should have the link as well in the chat. Feel free to use the link or the QR code. But please, please, please apply. We'll be able to talk to you. We'll address your situation. We'll try to connect with you in the best way possible in order to make this dream come true. Okay, it doesn't matter what stage in the process you think you are, or if you're missing a lot of stuff, doesn't matter. Let's sit down, talk about it, and we'll give you the best piece of advice that we probably can, or we can even get you an offer with the hospital. So please, please, please go ahead and apply, scan the QR code, or click on the link in the chat. But yeah, I'll stop talking right now. We're gonna hang out for a little bit. Mr. Decency, is there anything you would like to add? Contribute? Any questions?
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, guys. I'm so excited, man. So, you guys have it, all the informations and everything. There's been questions. I've just been so excited with the way that Abril, you're doing a good job. Thank you so much. You've been answering all the questions and you're spot on. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate you a lot. Okay, so, and then there are some questions that I see that you kind of left it for me, right? Let me go to that question because you didn't answer it. But I'm just going to read out the question. I know it's something that has to do with me, somehow. So let's see. Where is that question?
Yeah, of
I
course.
remember someone asking a question. Okay, so it came from Benedict Nse-Akpan. He said, please, what is our fate concerning USRN immigration? Say from Nigeria, considering the upcoming US election, will any of the electoral results affect the immigration process for us if we sign contract with you? All right. So I
That's a
want
fantastic
to
question.
answer this question because it's
Yeah,
something I
please.
can relate with. I know there's a lot of people right now having fever. Like when I say fever, like hyperthermia, they are having chills, because of US election. And it ought not to be so. Let me tell you how these things work. Okay. So I used to be in the same shoes with you guys. I've always, feared the US election. I thought whoever gets into power changes everything. Like you can just get up and say, I'm stopping everything, and it stops. Is a process, okay? Is a lengthy process for you to get the Senate, the House
Mm-hmm.
of Reps, to the Congress to say okay to something that the president wants to do. Is a process, okay? But regardless of that, the process that you're following to come to the US is a merit-based employment, is
Correct.
merit-based, which
Mm-hmm.
means you did something that warranted for you to be granted a visa to work in the US. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So you're not like those visitors that come here and refuse to go, or people who just want to get a visitor's visa from their home country and their intent is to come here and not go home. I mean, there's also a question that I see on the comment section that said, I have 5 years visitor's visa. I want to come to the US. How can you help me? So you see, in that state of mind, the person is already trying to come and not go. Okay. So, but I'm going to be very, very, very honest with you guys. So the best way to come to the US is to come on an immigrant visa. There are two types of visas. Okay. Either you get a non-immigrant visa or you get an immigrant visa. So if you get a non-immigrant visa,
Mm-hmm.
you have to come here. And when you come here, it will be difficult for you to convince the government to change you to an immigrant visa. Okay, so it's going to be
Mm-hmm.
difficult. Either you do it through like marriage, or you have an exceptional skill and then you have to file a petition. It's a lengthy process. So, but just these are the two types of visa. So you, my great nurses, you are from your home country trying to come to the US on an immigrant visa. So which means when you come over here, after like 2, 3, 4 weeks, you will get a green card. And green card is renewable after 10 years. So, but before 10 years, at 5 years, if you don't have any criminal history, if you don't have any criminal record, you can be given citizenship in the US and you don't need your green card anymore. Like right now, I'm a citizen of the United States of America. I do not need my green card anymore. You understand? Likewise, many other people that came here and they have been here for more than 5 years. All right. So I just want to answer this question by saying, please do not give yourself high blood pressure because of US electoral process.
Yeah.
And also, Trump is not against legal immigrants. He's actually against illegal immigrants. Those that
Yeah.
come through the borders, those that he wants to build wall for. He's not against people that come here legally. I know there's been a time when he made a decree, he used an executive order to make a decree about some certain countries that he thought were threats to the United States, and said he doesn't want people to come from there on a non-immigrant visa. Not people. So I came into the United States when Trump was president. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
guys are getting what I'm saying. I came into the United States when Trump was president of the United States. So don't freak out so much about who is gonna win, who is not gonna win, what is it gonna turn out. Just start your I-140 petition after passing your NCLEX. Just start. Some people start
Yeah.
telling,
Yeah.
putting pressure on companies and say, you must file premium. I don't want it to get to where they will do election, because if you file premium for me now, at least before November, I'll have a decision. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. So I came in through an agency. And when I came into to the United States through an agency, my agency filed a regular I-140 petition for me. And on that regular, I stayed on the regular. There was no decision for me. I stayed there 13 months and a half, 13 months and a half before I was able to get a response, and it was an approval. I think that somebody in the office forgot about my file. Maybe they brought it out and went for lunch and came back and they forgot where they kept my file. So it took us like, we have to email, we have to do an inquiry, we have to do so many things before they were, okay, we found it. Now, here you go, approval. You understand? So it's not, it doesn't work that way. So all I'm trying to tell you is that let's not cast aspersions on the elections, what is going to be, what is the result going to be. Or let's remove our mind from there. Let's come back home, do what we have to do. Don't think about what the US president and electoral process have to do. Think about what you have to do to get yourself ready to come to the United States. I think that's the best way to come here. And I'm just being honest. I'm not answering this question with, a lot of quoting. I'm not quoting the word. I'm just telling you the way it is. Okay. US election, even if by November it is Trump that win the election, it's going to take us till like next year for the handover to be done. And even if the handover is done, he cannot just get up and say out of the country or block all the routes. You understand? US is highly dependent on other countries for a lot of resources. So many things that we buy, even from here in the US, I look at it and it's from China. You understand? It's from China. I'm like, oh my God. So it looks so much like, okay, during COVID, for instance, a lot of people ran out of supplies because China couldn't supply us with so many masks and gowns and everything. We ran out of so many supplies. Even here in the States. So we have to a lot of company has to expand and start producing, mass producing before they can ramp up all those deficits in the demand. You understand? So I'm just trying to let you know that this is the least of your worries. The major worries, have you passed your NCLEX? And I know, Benedict, I think you have passed your NCLEX. And if you have passed your NCLEX, then have you gotten a contract? If you have not gotten a contract, this is a direct hire opportunity waiting for you. A lot of people are signed up for it. Just go ahead, apply, sign up, and let them help you. All right?
Yeah.
And then I also want to you wanted to say something, Jerry?
No, I just wanted to add something real quick about that. Very, very good question that I completely understand. And it just happens to be that a couple of days ago we met with our lawyers and we asked them the same question. Is this really gonna affect in any way like what we do and our nurses? Their answer was no. Like it's not gonna whoever's in president, whoever's in whichever administration is in place, it's not gonna affect all. And Decency said it, they're all they talk about and what you see in the news is mostly about illegal immigration. And you're not only coming here legally, you're very, very qualified immigrant that's coming to the US, extremely qualified, extremely needed by US hospitals to treat US patients. So trust me when I tell you that it's not going to be an issue. It won't affect your individual processing in any way. Yeah.
I don't think we can stress that enough, but the only thing you have to know is that Decency NCLEX came to the US when Trump was president. If he did, why can't you? All right. So that's by the way. If you have any other question and you need a mic to ask your question, you can raise your hand and we would have you ask your question in the house. If you don't, I would say a little thing again about retrogression, because I know that's another thing that is causing a little, fear in people, especially people that want to start up the process. I know it's been causing a lot of fear. People don't want to know that they want to pursue the US process. They don't want to do what they're supposed to do to get here. They are thinking, oh, the road is blocked. I want to throw more light on immigration, on retrogression a little bit again. So we have somebody that want to ask a question. I think Jackson, is that you? I saw a hand raised, but you can raise your hand actually on the how do I put it? You have to raise your hand where I can see you. Okay. Okay, so Jackson, let me see. Let me see how I can get you to unmute you so you can ask your question. Let's see. All right, so I saw Jackson saying yes, that he has a question. Jackson, can you use the emojis to raise your hand so I can give you permission to unmute, please? Because I'm trying to find you, and it's just a lot of people. We have more than, yeah. No, I mean like emoji on your profile, on your profile. If any other person has a question while I'm looking for Jackson, you can raise your hand as well. So Jackson can see how to raise hand on the profile, and we can answer his question. All right, so Jackson, I'm just trying to fish you out from the group that we have here. And I haven't been able to see you. So Jackson, I think you have to raise your hand like on with emojis on your profile so that I can see you and then give you the mic to speak. Right now, I cannot see you, so it's difficult. Like, yeah, Newton, yeah, just the way Newton did it now. So that's how I want you to raise your hand. Okay. All right, Newton, you have the mic. You can ask your question. And Jackson, you also have the option of asking your question in the comment section if you are unable to raise your hand. All right, go ahead, Newton. Newton, you can unmute. Yeah.
Good evening, Buzzy.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Good evening.
I'm doing fine. Thank you very much. I want to appreciate you for all you do for the nurses. And also, I want to thank the speakers, Atri and Ali.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you so much for providing your time to come and talk to us. Actually, I didn't have much question, but Buzzy, I would like to talk to you after the section.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, you have my number, right? We can talk on WhatsApp.
It's just that you don't respond on time.
Yeah, because it's a lot of people that need me to respond. I'm just.
I know you are very busy. I know you are very busy.
I'll look out for your name, your number. Just chat me up on WhatsApp, my US line, and I'll talk to you there. Okay.
Okay. Immediately after the section, right?
Yeah. I have some time, downtime immediately after the program, so we can talk.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for catching my attention like that. All right, so Jackson, I believe you had a question. Did he ask the question on the comment section? Let me check. Jackson, how do I? So I'm able to see you on the comment section, but I can't see you on the group. I need to be able to see you on the group so I can give you the mic to ask your question, Jackson. So if you're able to raise your hand like Newton did, we will take care of your question. If not, you can email me or just set up an interview and ask your question, because after my explanation about the retrogression, we will be ending the program. All right, so guys, I just want to throw a little bit of light to what retrogression is and what retrogression is not. Okay, because a lot of people have been confusing retrogression with ban. Okay, some people have said they've come to me even and said, I heard they banned nurses from coming to the US. You know, that's not it. It's not. Retrogression is not banned. Okay, retrogression is not disqualification of certain countries or certain categories from coming to the US. Retrogression is just a term that the USCIS used to describe a backlog or a volume issue, a quota issue within the system. So if they have 100 people to give a visa to, and the visa availability that they have is 50, they have to know how to manage the visa so that they can give those that applied first before they give to those that applied last. But there are times that it will get, they have many visa quotas. Okay, so what they do at that point is they say, oh, we have so many and we don't think we have a lot of applicants. So what we are going to do for this month is that the bulletin is going to be current. What it means is current is just like writing your resume, and they ask you, where are you working? And you put the name of your hospital where you're working and you say till present or till date. You understand? Which means you're going to be working there till that time, at that time that you're giving them that information, you are still currently working there. So when they say the immigration bulletin is current, it means that people can approach the embassy even if they apply today and get their I-140 approval today, they can go to the consulate in their country and get a visa. Okay, but when you hear that it is retrogressed to 2022, it means that those that have applied before 2022 are able to approach the embassy for a visa. If you have applied after 2022, you have to wait until it comes closer to you before you can approach the embassy. So retrogression is not a ban. Okay, so let's stop, spreading false rumor, because a lot of people have actually been, swindled of their money because some people met them and said, we were told that US have stopped, recruiting. You can't go to the US anymore. So we are now trying to go to other countries, and they pay a lot of money. And, some people take away their money. And then that's one thing I also want to say. Any person that comes to you and presents paying money as first thing that you have to do in order for you to get a job, that's a first sign. It's a first litmus test for scammers. Okay, so when they come to you, they first of all present you with, you have to pay for it. You have to pay for it. So it's not wise. Like here in the US, it's actually wrong and illegal for an employer to charge the employee to pay immigration fees. For other countries, I don't know what the law is, but here in the US, it's not legal. So any agency that is asking you to pay for your what is it called, the sorry, not visa screen,
Visa
the
screen?
fee bill, no, the fee bills and all the USCIS filing fees and all that, those are not right. Those people can be brought to book. It's not right. All right, so that's just what I wanted to chip in there. So retrogression is not banned. It's actually just to show that there is backlog and there is limited availability of visas. And the best way to survive retrogression is by making sure that you are in the line, making sure that you're right there, you're putting your foot at the door before the door closes. Oh, I'm here. I'm like sometimes when I call Texas Board of Nursing for some people, they tell me you are number 77 on the queue. And I have to wait, and they have to sing for me. They will sing all this kind of song after singing. I wait until it gets to my turn. That's it. You just have to get your foot on the door and wait until it gets to your turn. That's the best way to survive during retrogression. Another thing I have to say, during retrogression, don't be idle. Do not be idle. Find things to do. Do not put your life on a hold because of retrogression. So don't say, okay, because retrogression is 2022, I am 2023, so I'm supposed to have a baby this year. I'm not going to have a baby. I'm supposed to do this for myself this year. I'm not going to do it. Continue your life as though you don't have a US ambition. You understand? Continue your life normally. Just live your life normally the way you're supposed to live it. You understand? Because why I'm saying this is that some people might go and put their life on a hold and say, I'm going to stop everything I'm doing, pause everything about my life because I'm traveling to the US. So if the retrogression stays for 10 years, their life has been paused for 10 years. God forbid, retrogression is not going to stay for 10 years. So I'm just exaggerating right now. So I'm just trying to let you guys know that for you to be able to survive, first of all, understand what retrogression is. Secondly, you have to continue doing what you're doing, continue working. Don't stop working. Some people have actually, when they pass NCLEX, they quit their job. They will start insulting their managers. They will be like, after all, I'm going to the US. What are you not telling me? I'll leave the job and go for you. Man, you're going to starve. You go be at home and not have anything to eat. So if that job is paying your bills, stay on the job. Keep on working. Okay? Keep on working. Keep on doing what you're doing. Continue working, like Gerardo said. Continue working and continue your life as it should be. If you're supposed to have a baby, have a baby. If you're supposed to go and get yourself some bachelor's degree or some certification that will make you more relevant when you come to the US, go for it. If there are some online skills that you need to get it. In fact, one of the things that I advise my candidates to do is go and learn how to type. Typing skill helps you a lot with documentation when you come over here. If you are still trying to come here and you have passed your NCLEX, you have passed your IELTS, and you do not know how to use the computer, you don't know how to document or type fast on the computer, this is the best time for you to start doing it. You know, if there are vaccines that you have not taken, go and start taking your vaccinations, especially those ones that are okay for you to take. If you know you're not up to date with some of your vaccinations, go and start taking it. You know, these are the things that you can do during retrogression. Some people wait until when they say we are current, and they now say, oh, I'm supposed to go and take vaccine, and they tell them, oh, that vaccine, you have to take it and wait for 1 month before it comes out. That's an extra 1 month for you on the process. So get all those things out of the way. Ask questions from people that have gone ahead of you and know what they did when they passed their NCLEX. If there are ones that you're supposed to start doing them. That's the best way to get yourself ready. All right. I believe I've said that enough. I believe everybody understands me. I must have been sounding like an empty drum right now because I'm repeating myself. But I don't want to sound like an empty drum. I just want to give Jackson opportunity to ask his question right now. I think he's been able to figure out how to use the reaction button. Jackson, go ahead and ask your question. And I'm so sorry, Jerry. I know you have a lot on your table. I'm not going to keep you here for so long. After Jackson's question, we'll be letting you guys
No
go.
worries, no worries.
All right. Thank you so much. Jackson, go ahead with your question.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Decency, for your for this opportunity, and also thank you to Jerry and the rest of the team. So my question is actually not only me. I've got some kind of friends that we work together here in the UK, and then they've got this similar question. Now, you're doing direct hire. Most of these people got filed on the basis of, okay, we just passed NCLEX, we've waited, tried direct hire, nothing is coming up. Okay, let's get on the queue, and then they get fired by agency or whatever means. And now they're looking for a way to say, like, okay, we're looking for like a direct hire that can, okay, hire us, like take us from where we are. And then they already filed. Majority of them has gotten their visa screening and everything done. And some of them are approved, some of them are like waiting for approval, some of them are case complete and all of that. And then they're asking this question. So is this something you do, like take people from like this stage that they are? That's my first question.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your question, in a short way, I would say yes. If you and your friends, went through some sort of process with a different agency, and for some reason you got fired or whatever happened, my short answer is yes, but we will need what's called a release letter amongst maybe other stuff, But my short answer is yes, as long as you're not in any contract with another agency or with another hospital that's not one of ours, we can 100% work with you and get you in the process and get a new offer for sure.
Okay.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah. So question number 2 is that do you file premium process at this point, or do you still do regular based on this answer you gave? For those that already they've been filed before, just to recapture their priority date and all of that. Do you do regular?
So it's gonna depend, Jackson, and I don't want to answer that question because it really depends on every single candidate. So and a bunch of factors too. So what my advice is, again, apply and we'll see every case individually. But I don't want to say yes to like everyone that's here, but I also don't want to say no. So my best answer is for you to apply, and we'll get to your specific situation and we'll let you know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Thank you. And then the last question is what state do you cover in the US? We do know that some agencies have a particular states they cover, like, okay, we cover this, and also, or do you go nationally, or what's your coverage?
Let me make sure if I understood the question. Are you asking like which states do we have hospitals in? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah, that's the question, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we have in multiple states. We can when we sit down with you, we'll go over that list. But yeah, I mean, our most popular states are usually Texas, Florida, and North Carolina, I would say, to answer your question shortly. But we have in multiple states, and most of the states in the East Coast, I would say, we don't work with hospitals that much in the West Coast. But in the East Coast, plenty of hospitals in plenty of states. But I would say the most popular ones that we work with are usually Texas, North Carolina, and often Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, great questions, Jackson, by the way.
So thank you for your answers. And then on your application form, there's this particular
Yeah.
it doesn't state if it is for pre-NCLEX and post-NCLEX. So you ask for good transcript for even those that have already passed NCLEX. So that question is a general question people are asking, like, why do you have that? Is it like you don't have a separate application for pre and post-NCLEX people applying to you?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked that. You mentioned that, Jackson, actually. Whereas that's transcripts, like even if you're pre or post NCLEX, you don't like that's optional. That's for a specific community that we have. So you don't have to worry about that. No, we don't have a separate application for non-NCLEX passers and for NCLEX passers, because it all comes internally, it all comes down to the same in our same system, right? But it's an option. The transcripts question is optional. So whether you're an NCLEX passer or not an NCLEX passer, I would just disregard that. You don't have to answer that.
All right. Thank you, Jerry, for the answers. And thank you, Mr. Decency, for the opportunity. Sorry, I'm just kind of... Let's stop that.
No worries. Nice to meet you, Jackson. Thank you for
All right,
the
thank you
questions.
so much, Jackson, for all those very important questions. I guess he sat down and wrote all of them down, but they are very nice questions. Thank you so much for bringing that up.
Very good. Yeah.
All right, and for everybody that is in the house, I just want to do one last thing, one last favor that you're going to do me. In fact, there are two. Number one is that now that we have about 150 people, okay, less, 136 people, we had 150 at the point. Now that we have you guys here, Abril, can you share the link? Someone is asking for the link. So now that we have everybody here, can you guys tell us where you're joining us from? I just want to know so that when next we're coming, like
Yeah.
next
I'm
week
curious
we
to know
have a
too.
program. I'm kind of trying to figure out how to make the tag for the program, but we have someone coming that's going to be helping people to get admissions in schools abroad. Somebody is going to be here to talk to you about that. If you want to, travel abroad and study abroad, we have very great personality. He has a very good consult that, helps a lot of people. So just tell me where you're joining us from on the comment section, please. And then I will tell you the next assignments that you have to do for me when you're done sending us your location, just your location and maybe your country. And if you want to be generous, you can add, your city. You can be more generous if you add whether you're post-NCLEX or pre-NCLEX. It just helps us to know the people to prepare for on our next program. And just to let you know, we have program every Friday. Every Friday, if you look out for our link, you will see us here and we'll be discussing so many things. We've discussed a lot on this program. If you want to see all the things we've discussed, go to our YouTube channel. You will see most of our recordings there. You will see most of our, all the presentations we've had with numerous people, resources that we're able to bring to our people. You will see all of our recording. Not all, but some of it, because some of them we didn't record, so it wasn't on air. All right. Thank you so much for all the comments. I have 46 comments, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Keep them coming. And as you're doing that, I just want to take a time to just say thank you, Gerardo. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Abril. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank
And
you.
we didn't introduce Catherine. Catherine, sorry we missed that introduction, but you're welcome. I had to pin you to the screen, when I saw you. But welcome to the program. Do you want to say hi to the house or something? I'm just asking you to unmute if you want to say hi. You're already on mute.
Yeah, well, hi everyone. My name is Catherine. I'm also from the AMP recruitment team. So if you schedule an interview, I'm sorry, probably I'll be the one interviewing you.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for all that you do. And then we didn't even hear Abril's voice. So let's hear Abril's voice. Say hi to the house, Abril.
Hi again. Nice to meet you all.
Again, right.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for the good work you did on the comment section. I appreciate you. All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ali. Thank you, Gerardo. We missed Justin today, and you know what? Someone gave Gerardo Justin, so we have two for the price of, in fact, one for the price of two. So I don't know how to say that again. So, but thank you, Gerardo, for being here. You are
No, of
such a
course.
great person. Thank you for all the things that you went through on your slides. They were very, very interesting, and you know, we gained a lot from that. Thank you a lot. And also, I just want to say thank you to everybody that came here for this program. I appreciate you all.
Yeah.
You are my VIP. And what else do I do with my life? Just find a program that will interest you and bring it on here every Friday. So look out for me on Friday next week, and we'll be here to just discuss things about nursing. All right. Thank you, everyone, and have
Nice
a
to meet you,
good
everyone.
evening.
Thank
Yeah.
you for joining. Bye-bye.
Bye.